big long pepper. So these are pretty rare to find. This is Chile Chilaca. So this is the fresh version of a pasile chili. And I like that about a lot of Hispanic chilies. Chipotle, jalapeno. There's a bunch. I just can't think of all of them. But this is similar to that. Chile Chilaca is a fresh pasile pepper. Pasiles are the dried version of this. Chilaca, Spanish for old or gray. And this chili gets that because of its wrinkled characteristics. It's such a dark green that it's really hard to pick up on the camera. But that's where it's coming from. So I'm interested to try this. And like I said, rare in terms of finding them fresh. You can find dried pasile chilies almost at any Hispanic market, carniceria, a lot of different places. So they just opened a new Hispanic supermarket in my town called El Super. Now, I've been to El Super before in Phoenix, Arizona. Been to one in Sacramento, I believe it was. So it's a pretty big Mexican grocery store, and we just got one in my town. A friend of mine at work, Hispanic guy, good dude, he was telling me about it. So I said, shit, I got to stop by there, right? I got to see what they got. I like going to Spanish style markets because I can find some different types of chili. Like they had a bunch of stuff, chili tapin, and the chili chilaca are kind of the only two varieties that you can't just find at other places. I mean, they had serranos, jalapenos, habaneros, manzana, a bunch of different ones. So I was stoked to find this because they're very hard to find fresh, and I've never tried one fresh. So I'm excited. I think these get 1,000 to 5,000 on the Scoville. It's got that really earthy green flavor and taste. It's got that thicker outer wall. It's almost like a lining of sorts that a lot of times you can roast these, peel those off, right? Pretty thick walled pepper. It's retaining a lot of water in the lining of the pepper and the walls. So it's juicy. Not a whole lot of flavor there. Like I said, that earthy green, slightly dirty kind of flavor and taste, but I really like that. It tastes fresh. It tastes natural. It tastes healthy. It tastes like you're eating greens, Haven't really gotten any heat yet. Just now getting into the seeds, so I should have cut this open. I got another one that I was going to use to cook with. A couple more. But it appears that there was no seeds on the bottom half of the chili. Nice vibrant dark green to it. good. I mean, it's in lines with those type of chilies that started me down the path of wanting to try as many different varieties of chilies as possible. Like I said in many videos, for me, it's not always just about finding the hottest chilies and experiencing that, even though I absolutely love that. But a long time ago, I was like, I just want to try as many different types of peppers and chilies that I can possibly find. And this is one of them. Little bit of spice coming in now. It'll make me sneeze. I'm gonna have to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. The spice on that is finally there. It took all the way to there to get to that bite, and I'm guessing this next bite. But as I was chewing that and took that bite, it went up my nasal passage out this way, like I could feel it, and it was tickling my nose. Yep, there's the spice. And that is like a It's like your garden variety, everyday grocery store green jalapeno spice to it. Because not every jalapeno is created equal, right? So a lot of the ones you get at the grocery store, a lot of the ones that I find at the grocery store, they're in that 3,000 to 6,000, right? They're not getting up into the 8,000s, 10,000s possibly, right? Every once in a while you'll get one that's extremely hot. Like if you just go grab a bunch, depending on how big your hand is, right? Let's say there might be 1 out of 6, 1 out of 8 that is 8,000 and maybe slightly above that. But for the most part, that spice right there, the difference being is I didn't get any of that level of spice until those last 2 bites of this chili. The bottom half absolutely was getting nothing. I actually like this chili better than jalapenos. I like the flavor of this better. They're very similar, but this is more earthy. It's more natural. It tasted fresher to me than like what a jalapeno does. I'm not a big fan of jalapenos, to be honest. I don't cook with them very often anymore. I don't use them very often. If I'm gonna stuff them or something, that's a different story. But I just kind of skip those, and the lowest I go to cook with and to kind of have around is like a Serrano. I'll get Serranos over jalapenos every time. They just taste better to me. They're hotter. So if I could find these, well, maybe now I can. Shit, I don't know, but they had a shit ton of these. And I wasn't super familiar with the pepper, I'll be honest. I just knew by the name. I'd never really heard of that before. Did a little bit of research. And there you have it. So it's a good chili. It's a good one. I'm interested to cook with that because there's not a lot of flavor there, so it's not going to change the flavor of a lot of things. I think that would be good in chili. I think it would be good in a salad. I mean, you could do a lot with that. They're big enough too, in terms of how long they are, that you could stuff those, wrap them in bacon. Would be cool because they're so long. You could get a good wrap of bacon around it. I like it. It's a good one. Like I said, finally, I was getting worried that I wasn't going to get any spice off that thing, and that happens sometimes. Ooh, I got a seed in the throat. but it finally came on those last 2 bites. So interesting, but we'll take it. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.